Check, check. 1, 2. 1, 2. We're rolling there. We're rolling there. Hey guys. My name is Carter Vail. I make music on the internet and other places. I am the current reigning Interstellar tennis champion, and I'm excited to defend my title. Thank you all for joining this first episode of what might end up being a podcast, depending on how fun it is to make and if people like it. But I wanted to share a little bit about the kind of stuff that I'm doing, the kind of stuff that's getting me excited, and anything in between. I don't know how long this is going to go for. I don't know if I'm going to have guests on at some point. I don't know what I'm going to do on this. But I've been told... excuse me. I've been told by a lot of people that YouTube is the platform to be on, and that it's a lot kinder to its creators compared to Instagram and TikTok. Is that true? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. But it's a daunting task trying to rebuild a community on YouTube. So we'll see if it all works out. I've been trying to post more on YouTube. But the problem with making stuff and having all these different platforms is that's a lot of stuff to make. Like that's it's hard. I can't make vertical videos for Instagram and TikTok, be working on the EP for Spotify and all those stuff, try to make a music video for the singles, and then put out stuff on YouTube. That's a lot of different baskets in which to put my eggs. And I don't have that many eggs because eggs are expensive. So I figured this is a pretty low effort way to go about it. And I have a couple ideas for it. I think it'd be fun to chat with some of my friends once I get back to LA. And I'm in Connecticut right now. I'm in my parents' house. That's why it's nice. I think if I chat, if I have some guests on, maybe that's a fun thing to do. I can answer questions. Maybe that's a fun thing to do. Maybe I play some games. Maybe I do some music stuff. I don't know. I'm just trying to build a YouTube thing and connect with people a little more. So that's why I'm doing this, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I also hope that I get better at it as time goes on, because this is my first time filming this is my first time doing this kind of a thing, and it's funny because I just started recording it, and already I'm thinking, well, how long am I going to talk for? I'm alone in this room. What am I going to talk about? So I have a couple things written down. But it's not that much. I have 5 bullet points written down. And if I was trying to go fast, I could absolutely fly through these 5 bullet points. And I'm not trying to go fast. I'd love for this to take a little while. So we're going to slow it down. We're going to try to make a podcast. So there's the introduction and the why. Here's the first segment. It's called "What Am I Thinking About?" And what I'm thinking about is being an artist. I find that every time I go on a plane, I think a lot about big picture stuff. And maybe it's because you're up in the air and you're seeing the earth from a slightly bigger picture than you normally do. But that's what happens. I take a flight, and then I think about everything a little higher up. And that's fun. Because normally I'm very deep in the weeds on is this mix finished? Is my, what do I need to send this to mastering? What can I do for content today? But when I'm on a plane, I can't do any of that stuff. I don't have Wi-Fi. I don't pay for the in-flight Wi-Fi. And I just think about kind of big picture stuff. And when I was on this plane coming to Connecticut from LAX to JFK, the classic pipeline LAX to JFK by coastal, I was thinking about where I want my journey as like an artist to go. And right now, and for a long time, I feel like I was kind of pigeonholed into doing the funny guy stuff. And then I started to kind of grow to resent it. I was like, I don't want to be just funny guy. No, how can I get people to take me seriously? Oh, shouldn't have had so much seltzer before this. How can I get people to take me seriously? And I don't, oh no. Hold on. No. There we go. I was focused on how to, I was like, I feel like I'm playing the funny guy a lot, and I don't know if that's good for my serious stuff. I don't know if that puts me in a bucket where people don't want to make the bridge to like paying attention to my serious stuff. And then yesterday or 2 days ago on this flight, I was kind of thinking that I do think that it has a negative impact for tastemakers, like playlist curators and, people that write stuff, blogs, books, maybe not books, blogs, magazines, that kind of stuff. People that decide what's cool and what's not in the arts industry. And yeah, for so far in my career, I have not been able to get a lot of tastemaker support, which has been a frustrating thing. And I mean, there's been a couple blips of, yeah, this song gets on a playlist, that song, gets written up about, and that's cool. But the more I get those small medals of like, oh, this is working, the more I realize that stuff doesn't actually push the needle as much as I think people want people to think. Like it doesn't, I don't know if it quite matches up the amount of weight that people put on these tastemakers being giving their check on an artist. I don't think it matters as much as they want you to think, which is a good and bad thing. Because if you're pretty good at getting tastemakers to like you, I mean, of course you want that shit to matter. But if you're not, and I've historically been bad at making people that are important give a shit about what I'm doing, that's kind of a good thing, I think. So that's been an exciting kind of revelation recently. Just realizing that when you get on the playlist, maybe it's not making as big of a difference as it was billed to make. So that makes me reconsider, okay, well, where then do you put your energy? Where are you going to focus in the whole artist thing? And for me, I don't know necessarily where that goes, but right now I think I'm really good at making a lot of stuff. And that's kind of the thing that I like doing the most. Like, I'm kind of, I think the idea of having a record of stuff, and that could mean a record of a song, like a recording of a song. And it could mean having, a video podcast kind of thing. It could mean writing a little blog. I like doing all of that kind of stuff. I really like making things and then having them somewhere for the future. Kind of like for like posterity's sake, but it's just exciting to me to have this like catalog of what I'm doing. And I've been super fortunate so far to have people online kind of give a shit about it. And of course there is, it's not I'm super excited about the people that give a shit about it, but, it's not like a massive audience. I'm not Taylor Swift, because if she started, if she did a podcast like this, she'd get a lot of fucking viewers, and that's dope. She should. Taylor Swift is amazing. Side note, when I was in college, I had a dream about Taylor Swift. In the dream, we met backstage of someone else's concert. We were at a concert, and we met backstage, and I made some joke. This is all in a dream. And I made some joke, and she laughed at the joke, and then I think we started becoming friends, and in the dream, I kind of fell in love with Taylor Swift, and then for like 2 or 3 weeks, I was deeply in love with Taylor Swift. It was also coming off the end of a breakup for me in real life, in non-dream Carter, and so I think that's why I was so emotionally affected by this dream. Anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. Yeah. So I don't think tastemakers make as much of a difference. And because of that, I want to sink more into the stuff that I like doing. And what I like doing is making stuff. I think making stuff is so much fun. And so this is going to be one of the things I make, which is cool. Maybe. Another thing that I'm thinking about, which is going to lead to the next segment, which is called, Hey, Brother, What's Going On with Inspiration? One of the things that I'm thinking about is, I think one of the jobs for an artist is to be steadfast or present with complete certainty the stuff that you think is good as really good. So if you're an artist and you like, in one example, if you're an artist and you put out a song, your job is to present the thing that you make as the best. To be fully behind the stuff that you like. Because if you're not going to be fully behind the stuff that you like, why the shit should anyone else be behind the stuff that you like? But this goes past the stuff you're making. I think to be an artist, you should fully support anything, even if you only think it's cool for a moment. Put your whole heart behind that shit. Like if you like Bionicles and cigar box guitars, you got to come out swinging for the freaking fences and be like, I'm an artist. I like Bionicles and cigar box guitars. Those two things are the coolest things ever. Because no one wants to hear about an artist or a creator who's like, I don't know, maybe Bionicles? I don't know, maybe cigar box guitars? Is that something? No way. I think you got to give other people the every bit of yourself of like, yeah, this shit's so cool. Because if you do that, then some other person's going to be like, that person thinks Bionicles and cigar box guitars are cool. That guy thinks bird watching is super dope. That gives me an excuse to be fully invested in bird watching. And that, I think, gives a lot of the 3 dimensions of being an artist. And I personally think that the whole era of cool artists, like an artist that's allowed to just be, I make good music. Here it is. Pop, pop. Get it out. I think that's coming to an end. And I think that's a good thing. Because, if you can present as a well-rounded person that has interests and who likes stuff, that's so much cooler. That's freaking awesome. And I think that's what I want to get more into. I want to be more okay with saying, I like this thing. Here is my full energy behind it. And because of that, and because I feel like I'm starting to get better at that, even in my like just personal life. Like when I find something that I kind of like, I'm like, that shit's the best. And I tell everyone I know about it. And that makes me more excited about that thing. And then when I get excited about other stuff, it makes it so much easier to bring that level of excitement into music making, which is my main bread and butter. And so that's kind of what I'm excited about in artistry. That's what I was thinking about. Is don't try to capture the attention of tastemakers. Capture your own attention with find the stuff you like and capture your attention with that. And if you present if you present your passion in a way that is fully honest, I feel like that's just a recipe for success. So that's all for that. What am I thinking about? That's what I'm thinking about. So some stuff that I'm really excited about right now. A couple random things. I used to be really into vintage gear, like audio equipment. And I recently re-stumbled upon the TIAC 2A mixer. This is going to be a short one. I don't know fucking anything about the thing. And I just think that shit looks so cool. That's it. That's the whole segment. I think the TIAC 2A mixer is cool. I think if I had to guess, I'd say it's probably from the 80s. It's got the color, the color palette of the 80s, I think. I'm sure it sounds okay, but my God, it looks cool. I want to get that, and I want to get a reel-to-reel machine, and I want to track an album live. Because that would be so sick. I think the TIAC mixer has like 8 inputs. It'd be so cool to like, get my friends into the room and do like kick drum, snare, overhead. That's 4 of them out the gate. My vocal, guitar, that's 6. Bass, 7. And I guess keys. That's 8. Track it live. Be so much fun. I think that'd be just a blast. Now that I'm thinking about it, cut out the double overheads probably. Give one more channel for maybe background vocals. I don't know. Maybe you don't need background vocals. But it'd be cool. I think it'd be a lot of fun to make. What else is exciting me? I feel like I'm kind of settling in on the font that I like, which I've been using on a couple of my videos now. And if I'm remembering correctly, it's Andale Mono. It's in my template now for video editing. And that's fun because having like a super specific image for all the videos, I find really cool. I feel like I finally kind of pinned down my camera setup. I'm using the Sony ZV-E10. Not sponsored. I've reached out to them multiple times and asked them to give me stuff, to give me more camera stuff, and they said no, or they didn't respond, which is worse than saying no. Understandable. I'm sure so many people are reaching out to Sony for free stuff. But here's the thing. Now I've gotten a couple things for free, and now in my head I'm like, well, I don't want to buy anything. I want to get everything for free, which isn't good. And like, why? Most of the time, people don't want to give you free stuff. But now I want free stuff. But anyway, not sponsored. Sony ZV-E10. I'm using a Samyang lens. Not sponsored. Just a fan. And What else? I'm using I got my mobile rig really well set up, which I'm so excited about. I'm using the Universal Audio Twin, the Apollo Twin. Um, they did send me this mic. I love the mic. This is the only vocal mic I use now, which is fun. I find it's like the SM7B, but it has a little more top end and it's lighter. And you're thinking, Carter, why does it matter if it's lighter? It matters. It matters a lot because right now I'm holding it. If this was a SM7 or an SM7B, whew, it's a little bit heavier and maybe my hand gets a little more tired. Additionally, if you have a boom arm microphone, sometimes the SM7B is a little heavy for it. Boom arm starts to lean. With this one, not a problem. And it sounds great. And I think it looks nice. I mean, you get the white casing. I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful microphone. It feels very modern. I like it. So they did send me this for free, which was really cool. But they didn't send me the Apollo Twin. I bought that because it's an awesome product and I use it all the time. And so it's a really easy, light mobile rig. And I've been making stuff from my parents' house because I'm here for a week for my sister's graduation. And that's going well. Being able to work remotely. So that's another thing I'm excited about. I get ease of use stuff, the best. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Yeah. That's all, I think. I don't think there's any other stuff I'm excited about today. But what else? I've been listening to this Dungeons and Dragons podcast for a long time, D20. So fun. I'm having so much fun listening to that. I've been listening to a lot of the seasons. I listen while I work out because I don't like listening to music when I work out. Because every time I listen to music when I work out, I focus too hard on it, and then I stop working out. Or I think about the lyrics too much, and then I can't keep exercising. So I have to listen to podcasts and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all. If you guys want me to keep doing a podcast kind of thing, let me know. If you have ideas for what kind of stuff should be on this is kind of just the introductory episode of what this could be. But if you have more ideas for it, let me know because I'm all ears. And I'd love to hear from you. I think that's all. Thanks for tuning in. I guess like and subscribe and comment your favorite no longer living U.S. president. Comment your favorite U.S. president that is no longer alive. And why? Comment the president who's no longer living and why they're your favorite president who is no longer with us. And if you made it this far, sorry if this was a little rambly. This is my first time talking on camera like this, completely unscripted. It would be too long to script something like this. Yeah. My name is Carter. This is the Interstellar Tennis Podcast, the Interstellar Tennis Pod. And I appreciate you all for joining. That's all.